What's going on, Internet? Welcome back to another episode of Nerdlocker, a place for your inner nerd. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Jasmine.
And this is episode 54.
Woo! This week we have some Green Lantern news, some Transformers news, and some Die Hard 5 news.
So, as always,
let's get to it.
This week at New York Comic Con, they had the Avengers cast together again, right on the whole reveal.
Not the whole cast. It was like a good chunk of them. It was like Chris Evans
and some of the reveal of the Avengers trailer.
Yeah, which that's awesome to see. Like, oh, I just saw Captain America. Oh my God,
yeah,
Captain America.
By the way, was awesome.
Yes, we're still reeling over how awesome it was.
But they were showing more clips. The first clip of Mark Ruffalo was shown. It was him and it was Black Widow recruiting him. And then they started talking about the future of the Marvel movies. And they essentially said that after Avengers, Iron Man 3 will be coming out, and Iron Man 3 will be the first installment of what will lead to the second Avengers movie.
See, this is something that's a little, I'm a little skeptical on. They're doing the same thing with Captain America 2, and that's Captain America 2, and I believe Thor 2 are gonna all lead into Avengers as well.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, because that's what they did for the first one, and we still haven't even seen the Avengers movie, so we don't know how well that's going to turn out.
If it worked out.
It's like all these stories, their backbones were pretty much leading into this one giant movie. And if that movie fails and they do it again, like, what are we left with? I mean, I hope it doesn't fail.
See,
if it is successful, that means massive possibilities for all the great movies.
I was thinking if it fails, like, Iron Man did well,
Iron Man
Cap did well, Thor did well.
I don't see it
But if
failing.
Avengers doesn't do well,
yeah,
are you still going to do,
Are you still going to do
Cap
Iron
2,
Man?
Iron Man 3?
Yeah.
Because they did well on their own.
Yeah, true.
It's an interesting little...
But I don't think
I like the
Avengers
bump
really
in the
has
brain.
anything to worry about. It's just kind of that hypothetical. You made all these other movies, and this was the first time it was happening. You made all these movies kind of lead into this one thing. Can you do it again?
Yeah.
Or should you make Iron Man movies that stand alone? Or should you make Captain America movies that stand alone and have them meet up for the Avengers sequel, which should probably deal with what happens in the Avengers and not what they are laying the groundwork for.
And now that you have the Avengers, what kind of feel are you going to get from Iron Man 3 and Cap 2 and Thor 2?
Are you going to be waiting for the cameo to show up?
Hopefully a Hulk 2.
Yeah, the cameo should always be that surprise, that like it shouldn't be expected. The scene at the end of a movie should not be expected.
But every Marvel movie you go into and expect that.
Because Marvel's made it their thing to lead into the next movie because they all go into that. From now on, they're probably going to do that with every movie, and it's cool, and I like it.
It's
for the movies.
Their signature.
It's their signature, but you shouldn't build a franchise off of that.
But let us know what you guys think. For the future of Marvel movies.
Hawkeye movie.
Maybe.
Hawkeye.
This just in, John McClane is a Badass Part 18 is actually happening.
Oh, yes!
Otherwise known as A Good Day to Die Hard.
I love it. It's Die Hard 5, and it is coming at us real fast. Probably Valentine's Day of 2013.
That's not that far away.
No, it's not. I couldn't wait that long. What I really love about it is that the people who are in talks to play his adopted son, who gets arrested in Russia, of all places, are Paul Walker, Aaron Paul, and Ben Foster. So we've got some really good options here. There's a few other names floating around, but they're saying that Paul Walker won't likely test for the role, so who knows about him?
He's too good to test for the role?
I don't really know.
I feel like Ben Foster is made for this. Anything with John McClane, Ben Foster belongs in.
I agree, because you can do that same hairdo.
Otherwise, just Die Hard. I mean, John McClane's not in anything else.
No, but the Die Hard franchise is honestly my favorite action franchise. It just is. I grew up watching those. They're not too dated for me, and I loved 4.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Live Free or Die Hard was probably the best one. And you know what? The reason why, they take down a helicopter with a car. I mean, you don't need to say anything else.
They shut down a whole tunnel and shoot 2 cars like, oh, it's great.
So you know that they're only going to do their best to make Part 5 even better. I mean,
I am so happy for this.
Oh yeah, I'm way on board. Tell us what you guys think in the comments below.
Transformers 3 actually broke into the top 5 most grossing movies of all time, reaching well over $1 billion, so it's not surprising that they're actually going to make a 4th and 5th installment.
Yeah, Hasbro is in active discussions with studio heads, and Steven Spielberg and Michael Bay, actually. They're both looking to produce it executively or whatever. It doesn't matter. After that last one, I really can't get behind the whole.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not doing it.
I just don't know how they're feeling it, but it sounds kind of cool. I mean, the third one sounded cool to me, and it turned out not to be cool. Yeah. But this one, it looks like they're actually thinking of Jason Statham coming in and being like I don't know if he'd be like the replacement for Sam or what, or because Shia LaBeouf's not coming back.
No.
They're not going to bring him back.
Thank goodness.
But Jason Statham being attached to this, and even if it's just a mention, that makes me excited. That makes me curious. Excited a little bit, mainly curious.
If it's like Decepticons in Europe or something crazy,
then he should be there with his Audis, dropping on them and being like, I'm the transporter.
And throwing grenades on like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
Doing that stuff, but not, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I just don't, Transformers.
Was so cool. It could have been cool.
The first time.
It could have been awesome, but whatever. Although they are looking at seeing if they're going to do 4 and 5, it might film back to back, all consecutively, get it all out of the way, so then we can move on with our lives and actually watch good movies again. Thank you, Michael Bay.
So as we've been reporting for many, many months now, Green Lantern 2 is about to...
It probably won't happen.
Yeah,
Probably
it's looking like it's not going to happen.
Jeff Johns actually came out at Comic-Con in New York and said that there is high hopes that it will eventually happen, which translates to there is nothing on the block for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not surprising after you see the numbers that Thor, Captain America, and even X-Men First Class came out with, so it's heartbreaking.
There was a huge hope for Green Lantern to be amazing, me included. I did a media blackout, didn't watch any trailers before it. I was really excited, and it just wasn't as good as it should have been.
I agree that it wasn't as good as it should have been, but it still did pretty well for what it was trying to accomplish.
Absolutely.
And absolutely. I think people are taking it and grouping it together with these other movies, but these other movies aren't completely CG.
Definitely.
So,
it was an unfair comparison.
Yeah.
Really, because Green Lantern's like a whole new thing.
It's a universe. It's space.
There are definitely more people out there that are aware of Marvel characters than there are of DC characters.
Very
so Green
true.
Lantern had a long, trail to go to reach a lot of viewers, and unfortunately, it didn't really reach as many as it should. So the studio really isn't interested in going for a second round. So.
And even Ryan Reynolds couldn't save it. So
yeah. Even though, he is the man. What do you guys think? Are you as depressed as we are to hear this news? Tell us in the comments below.
Now we're going to have a moment of silence for what Green Lantern could have been. So, Brandon, not only is James Cameron's Avatar the highest grossing movie of all time, it is the most pirated movie of all time, which I would just like to say to everyone out there who didn't buy that, thank you all 21 million people who downloaded it. I appreciate you.
Yes, I mean, we've said before, I'm not a fan of that movie. You're not a fan of that movie. But it's funny that a movie like that can make so much money, just an astronomical amount of money, and still be the top pirated movie of all time.
I think really what it was is that everyone who saw it in theaters who wanted to see it again. Exactly.
Which kind of brings me to a point of saying that piracy may not be hurting the industry as much as you think.
I don't think movies and music so much as smaller things like comics, that sort of deal.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the highest grossing movie of all time, and it's still downloaded. But the only reason I would download a movie would be, I saw it, I want to see it again.
Exactly.
I mean, I went and saw The Dark Knight 10 times in theaters.
I didn't because my roommate's got a pirated copy of it, so.
But you figure after 10 times of going, I think it'd be okay if someone downloaded it.
If I bought it once, I think I should have a right to download it.
Yeah, so Dark Knight's the second downloaded movie.
And number 3 is Transformers. Inception's on the list too, so is Kick-Ass, which is kind of sad because Kick-Ass isn't going to get
Kick-Ass was awesome. I feel like, I know the A-Team isn't in the top list of downloaded movies, but I like to pretend it is because then that's why we're not getting a second one.
You know what? I think that if they put Daniel Day-Lewis in A-Team 2, that would be a great sequel.
Yeah, would he replace Rampage?
Yeah, they're perfect.
Yeah.
Shave his head on the sides, give him a gold tooth.
See, when I do the impression, I still picture him dressed in the same way he was for There Will Be Blood.
Exactly.
No matter what it is.
Give him, instead of like a gun,
he's got the chains. He's got the chains, but he still has the mustache and the hat.
And a bowling pin.
And he goes,
and a bowling pin.
I pity the fool. I pity him up. Okay, yeah, there you go. There's your impression. Okay.
Hey, Brandon.
Yes?
Do you remember last week the shirt you wore?
The Friday the 13th one by Adam Rabalais?
That exact shirt. We actually did an artist interview with him at nerdlocker.com.
We did. You guys should check it out. He's a very cool guy, and he has some incredible prints. Particularly fond of the moon one.
I am too.
Which is awesome. But yeah, guys, check it out. It's on our website.
Give him some love. So it's no secret here at nerdlocker.com that we love three things: posters, movies, and beer.
We do love all three.
And it just so happens that we have a new reporter.
Yes, we have a new writer to the site, Rainbolt. He is out of Austin, Texas, and he is basically our source for all things Alamo and Mondo. You know, the Alamo drafted us because we don't have one in Vegas.
We should.
We should get one in Vegas.
You should come here.
But he already has some articles up on the site. You guys should be sure to check those out. Very good, very informative.
Hey nerds, Jasmine here with my pick this week, and it's Arkham City before Brandon can pick Arkham City.
Hey guys, it's Cubby here with my pick this week. It's Justice League #2. I know I didn't get to review it. The lovely Bobby did, and you should go check out our comic reviews for this week because I know he gave it a really, really awesome review. But still, I need to put my 2 cents in it. It was a good book. The first one was great, and it was awesome storytelling and great artwork. This one blew that out of the water, set up way more story than the first one could have, and I gotta say, I loved it.
My pick of the week for this week is going to be documentaries on Netflix. I've been loving them, in particular, The Cove, which is about the slaughtering of dolphins in Japan. Very interesting. Half the movie is kind of like a big commercial as to them getting into the cove, but the second half, I'm telling you, is amazing. Once they get into the cove, it's 10 minutes of pure silence and just watching what's going in there. I highly recommend this movie. On top of that, I watched another documentary called Tapped, which is about the bottled water industry. Documentaries on Netflix are great, so check them out.
Hey guys, Brandon here with my pick this week. Really have to wonder what it is? It's Arkham City. I'm gonna go play it now. Bye.
Hey guys, Haley here with my first pick of the week ever, and it is going to be Sopio. If you are a fan of Alex Day, the YouTuber who did Alex Reads Twilight, which I also recommend, he created this really weird game where it's mostly points, where you add points to your friends and you can take them away. So it's a great way to mess around with your friends. I've never not had fun with this game. And what's really great about it and really, really nerdy about it is that the pictures on it are really funny because they're really clever plays on words. So there's intellectual property, and it's a house reading a book, and there's a dyslexic zombie, my favorite one because he's saying Brian. So it's a lot of fun. It's great to play with friends. I recommend that you go look for it online. It's a great game. Check it out.
That's going to do it for episode 54 of Nerdlocker, but until next week, be sure to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube page, as well as check out nerdlocker.com for all your nerdy news. I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Brandon, and you guys have a nerdy week.